Picture this. It's 6:30 in the morning in Singapore, and Sarah's alarm hasn't gone off yet. But she's already awake because her apartment gently adjusted the lighting 15 minutes ago, simulating a sunrise. As she gets ready for work, her coffee maker has already brewed her morning cup, timed perfectly with her usual routine. She steps outside, and her phone buzzes with a notification that her usual bus route is experiencing delays due to road maintenance. But an alternative route will get her to work 3 minutes faster. The traffic lights along her path turn green in a synchronized wave, and as she walks past a row of smart trash bins, one of them is being emptied by a municipal truck that received an alert that it was nearly full. Sarah doesn't think much about any of this because in her city, this is just normal life. Welcome to the world of smart cities, where artificial intelligence isn't science fiction anymore. It's the invisible force making millions of lives better every single day. The concept of a smart city might sound futuristic, but the reality is that we're already living in the early stages of this transformation. Right now, across the globe, cities are being rewired, rethought, and rebuilt with artificial intelligence at their core. From Seoul to Barcelona, from Dubai to Amsterdam, urban centers are deploying AI systems that are fundamentally changing how cities function, how resources are managed, and how citizens experience urban life. This isn't just about adding some sensors here and some cameras there. We're talking about a complete reimagining of urban infrastructure, where every streetlight, every building, every vehicle, and every utility is connected, communicating, and making intelligent decisions in real time. The rise of smart cities powered by AI represents one of the most significant technological shifts of our century, and it's happening faster than most people realize. But let us take a step back and understand what we actually mean when we talk about smart cities. At its core, a smart city uses digital technology, data, and artificial intelligence to improve the quality of life for its residents, enhance sustainability, and optimize city operations. Think of it as giving a city a brain and a nervous system. The sensors and Internet of Things devices scattered throughout the urban landscape act as the nervous system, constantly gathering data about everything from air quality to traffic flow to energy consumption. The AI systems act as the brain, processing this massive amount of information and making decisions or recommendations that help the city run more efficiently. This could mean adjusting traffic light timing to reduce congestion, predicting where crimes are likely to occur so police can patrol those areas, managing energy grids to reduce waste, or even detecting infrastructure problems before they become dangerous. The transformation didn't happen overnight. The journey towards smart cities has been building for decades, but it's really in the last 10 years that artificial intelligence has become sophisticated enough to handle the complexity of urban management. Early smart city initiatives focus mainly on digitization, putting sensors in place and collecting data. But collecting data is only useful if you can make sense of it, and that's where AI comes in. Modern machine learning algorithms can process millions of data points simultaneously, identify patterns that humans would never notice, and make predictions about future conditions with remarkable accuracy. What once required teams of urban planners spending months analyzing spreadsheets can now be done by AI systems in seconds, and often with better results because the AI can consider far more variables than any human team could manage. Let's talk about traffic, because this is where many people first encounter smart city AI in their daily lives. Traffic congestion costs the global economy hundreds of billions of dollars every year in lost productivity, wasted fuel, and increased pollution. Traditional traffic management systems operate on fixed schedules, with traffic lights changing at predetermined intervals, regardless of actual traffic conditions. It's inefficient and frustrating. Now imagine an AI system that monitors every intersection in real time, using cameras and sensors to count vehicles, detect traffic density, and even predict traffic flow based on historical patterns and current events. This system can adjust traffic light timing dynamically, creating green waves that allow traffic to flow smoothly through multiple intersections. It can reroute traffic around accidents before congestion builds up. It can prioritize emergency vehicles, giving them clear paths to their destinations. Cities like Los Angeles have implemented AI traffic management systems and seen congestion reduced by up to 20% in pilot areas. That means less time sitting in traffic, less fuel burned, less pollution in the air, and less stress for commuters. But traffic is just the beginning. Smart cities are revolutionizing public transportation in ways that make it more efficient, more reliable, and more appealing to residents. AI systems analyze ridership patterns to optimize bus and train schedules, ensuring that vehicles are deployed where and when they're needed most. Predictive maintenance algorithms monitor the condition of vehicles and infrastructure, detecting potential failures before they happen and scheduling repairs during off-peak hours to minimize disruption. In cities like Helsinki, AI-powered apps integrate all forms of transportation, from buses and trains to bikes and rideshares, into a single platform that plans the optimal route for any journey, handles all payments, and even adjusts recommendations in real time based on delays or disruptions. The result is a transportation system that feels less like a bureaucratic necessity and more like a personalized service designed around the needs of each individual traveler. Energy management is another area where AI is making cities dramatically more efficient and sustainable. Urban areas consume more than two-thirds of the world's energy and produce over 70% of global carbon emissions. So improving energy efficiency in cities isn't just about saving money. It's essential for addressing climate change. Smart grids powered by AI can balance supply and demand in real time, routing power where it's needed most and storing excess energy for later use. These systems can predict energy demand based on weather forecasts, historical patterns, and even social events, ensuring that power plants generate exactly what's needed without waste. At the building level, AI systems manage heating, cooling, and lighting based on occupancy and weather conditions, learning the patterns of the people who use the space and adjusting automatically to maximize comfort while minimizing energy use. Some cities are taking this even further, using AI to integrate renewable energy sources like solar and wind into the grid, compensating for their variability by predicting generation patterns and managing storage systems. Public safety is perhaps one of the most visible and sometimes controversial applications of AI in smart cities. Law enforcement agencies are using predictive policing algorithms that analyze crime data to identify high-risk areas and times, allowing them to allocate resources more effectively. Surveillance systems equipped with AI can detect unusual behavior, recognize faces, read license plates, and even identify potential security threats in crowded spaces. Emergency response systems use AI to optimize dispatch decisions, routing ambulances and fire trucks along the fastest paths and even predicting which areas are likely to need emergency services based on historical patterns and current conditions. In cities like New York and London, these systems have helped reduce response times significantly, which can literally be the difference between life and death in medical emergencies. However, these applications also raise important questions about privacy, surveillance, and the potential for bias in AI systems, issues we'll need to address as smart cities continue to evolve. Healthcare in smart cities is being transformed by AI in ways that extend far beyond hospitals and clinics. Environmental sensors monitor air quality, pollen counts, and pollution levels, providing real-time information to residents with respiratory conditions and alerting city officials when intervention is needed. Wearable devices and health monitoring systems can detect patterns that indicate health problems, potentially catching diseases earlier when they're more treatable. During the COVID-19 pandemic, some cities used AI systems to track disease spread, predict hotspots, and optimize the distribution of medical resources and vaccines. Looking forward, AI could help cities design healthier environments by analyzing how urban design affects public health, identifying food deserts that lack access to fresh groceries, and recommending interventions to reduce health disparities across different neighborhoods. Waste management might not sound glamorous, but it's essential to urban life, and AI is making it smarter and more efficient. Traditional waste collection operates on fixed schedules, with trucks driving predetermined routes, regardless of whether bins are full or empty. Smart waste systems use sensors to monitor fill levels in real time, allowing collection routes to be optimized dynamically. Trucks only visit bins that actually need emptying, reducing fuel consumption, vehicle wear, and the carbon footprint of waste management. AI systems can also improve recycling by using computer vision to sort materials more accurately than human workers, increasing recycling rates and reducing contamination. Some cities are experimenting with pneumatic waste collection systems where garbage is sucked through underground tubes to central processing facilities, with AI managing the flow and optimizing processing schedules. Water is becoming an increasingly precious resource, and smart cities are using AI to manage it more carefully. Leak detection systems use acoustic sensors and machine learning to identify pipe leaks, sometimes detecting problems that lose only a few drops per minute before they become major water losses. AI manages water distribution networks to maintain optimal pressure, reducing leaks while ensuring reliable service. Water treatment plants use AI to optimize chemical dosing and treatment processes, ensuring water quality while minimizing chemical use and energy consumption. During droughts, AI systems can help cities manage water restrictions more effectively by monitoring usage patterns, identifying waste, and recommending conservation measures targeted to areas and times where they'll have the greatest impact. Urban planning and development are also being revolutionized by Traditionally, urban planning involved a lot of guesswork, with planners making decisions based on limited data and simplified models of how cities work. AI changes this by making it possible to simulate entire cities, testing how different policies or developments might affect traffic, housing prices, environmental quality, economic activity, and social equity. These digital twins of cities allow planners to experiment with different scenarios before committing to expensive, permanent changes in the real world. Machine learning algorithms can analyze satellite imagery to track urban growth, identify informal settlements, monitor green space, and assess how cities are changing over time. This gives planners much better information for making decisions about where to build new housing, where to invest in infrastructure, and how to shape the future growth of their cities. The economic implications of smart cities are enormous. Cities that embrace AI and smart technologies are likely to become more competitive, attracting businesses and talent with their efficiency, livability, and innovative environment. Smart city infrastructure creates demand for new types of jobs in technology, data science, and urban management, while making existing jobs more productive and effective. The global smart city market is projected to reach trillions of dollars in the coming decades, creating opportunities for companies that can provide the technologies, services, and expertise that cities need. However, this also raises questions about inequality. Will smart city benefits be distributed evenly, or will they primarily improve life for wealthy residents while leaving poorer neighborhoods behind? How do we ensure that the transition to smart cities doesn't displace workers whose jobs are automated away? These are questions that cities and societies will need to grapple with as the smart city revolution continues. Environmental sustainability is perhaps the most compelling reason for cities to embrace AI-powered smart technologies. Cities are major contributors to climate change, but they also have enormous potential to be part of the solution. AI can optimize virtually every aspect of urban resource use, from energy and water to materials and land. Smart buildings reduce energy consumption, intelligent transportation systems reduce vehicle emissions, optimized waste management reduces landfill use and increases recycling. Better urban planning can create denser, more walkable cities that require less energy per capita. Some cities are setting ambitious goals to become carbon neutral or even carbon negative, and AI is essential to achieving these targets. By making cities more efficient and sustainable, AI isn't just improving life for current residents, it's helping ensure that cities remain livable for future generations. The social dimensions of smart cities are complex and important. On one hand, AI has the potential to make cities more inclusive and accessible. Translation apps can help immigrants navigate services in unfamiliar languages. Accessibility apps can help people with disabilities navigate cities more easily. AI-powered education and job matching services can help residents develop skills and find opportunities. Participatory platforms can make it easier for citizens to engage with city government, report problems, and have their voices heard. On the other hand, there are real concerns about how AI might reinforce existing inequalities or create new ones. If AI systems are trained on biased data, they might perpetuate discrimination. If smart city services require expensive devices or high-speed internet, they might leave behind residents who can't afford these technologies. If predictive policing algorithms target certain neighborhoods more heavily, they might create feedback loops that increase policing in those areas regardless of actual crime rates. Building equitable smart cities requires conscious effort to ensure that AI systems are fair, transparent, and designed with all residents in mind. Privacy and data security are perhaps the most contentious issues in the smart city debate. Smart cities generate enormous amounts of data about people's movements, behaviors, and activities. This data is valuable for optimizing city services, but it also creates risks. Who owns this data? Who has access to it? How is it being used? Could it be hacked or stolen? Could governments use it for surveillance or social control? Different cities and countries are taking different approaches to these questions. European cities tend to emphasize privacy protections and give citizens more control over their data. Chinese cities like Shenzhen have embraced extensive surveillance systems that track residents in detail, raising concerns among human rights advocates but also demonstrating the technical capabilities of AI-powered urban monitoring. Finding the right balance between using data to improve city services and protecting individual privacy is one of the great challenges of the smart city era. Many experts argue that cities need strong regulations, transparent policies, and robust security measures to ensure that smart city technologies serve citizens rather than surveilling or controlling them. The governance of smart cities raises new questions about democracy and accountability. When AI systems make decisions about resource allocation, service provision, or law enforcement, who is responsible for those decisions? How can citizens understand and challenge decisions made by complex algorithms? How do we ensure that AI systems reflect community values rather than just technical optimization? Some cities are experimenting with new forms of digital democracy, using online platforms to gather citizen input on city decisions and even allowing residents to vote on budget priorities. Others are creating AI ethics boards or algorithmic accountability offices to oversee how AI systems are developed and deployed. As smart cities become more sophisticated, developing effective governance mechanisms will be crucial to ensuring that these powerful technologies serve the public interest. Different cities around the world are taking different approaches to becoming smart, reflecting their unique challenges, priorities, and cultural contexts. Singapore has positioned itself as a leading smart city, with comprehensive AI systems managing everything from traffic to elderly care. The city-states of small size and strong government make it possible to implement integrated systems that might be more difficult in larger, more politically fragmented cities. Barcelona has emphasized citizen participation and social equity in its smart city initiatives, developing technologies that enhance democratic engagement and ensure that benefits reach all neighborhoods. Dubai is investing heavily in AI as part of its economic diversification strategy, aiming to make the city a global hub for AI innovation and smart city technology. Copenhagen is focusing on sustainability, using AI to help achieve its goal of becoming the world's first carbon-neutral capital. Amsterdam emphasizes open data and citizen control, giving residents access to city data and tools to analyze how their city works. These different models show that there's no single template for smart cities. Each city must find its own path, adapting technologies to local needs and values. The technology enabling smart cities continues to evolve rapidly. Advances in sensors are making them smaller, cheaper, and more capable. Fifth-generation wireless networks provide the high, low-latency connections needed for real-time AI applications. Edge computing allows data processing to happen closer to where data is collected, reducing latency and bandwidth requirements while improving privacy. Digital twins, detailed virtual replicas of physical cities, are becoming more sophisticated, allowing for more accurate simulations and predictions. Advances in computer vision allow AI to understand visual information from cameras and satellites with increasing accuracy. Natural language processing enables citizens to interact with city services through voice or text in conversational ways. Quantum computing, while still in early stages, might eventually enable AI systems to solve optimization problems that are currently impossible, potentially revolutionizing urban planning and resource management. Implementation challenges remain significant. Many cities have aging infrastructure that's difficult to retrofit with smart technologies. The upfront costs of implementing smart city systems can be substantial, though they often pay for themselves through efficiency gains over time. Cities need skilled workers who understand both urban management and advanced technology, and many are facing shortages of such talent. Interoperability is a major challenge, as cities deploy systems from different vendors that don't always work well together. Cybersecurity is a constant concern, as smart city systems create new vulnerabilities that malicious actors might exploit. Change management is difficult, as smart city initiatives often require city employees to change how they work and citizens to change how they interact with city services. Successful smart city projects typically require strong leadership, clear vision, sustained commitment, and careful attention to implementation details. The role of the private sector in smart city development is significant and sometimes controversial. Many smart city technologies are developed and sold by major technology companies, giving these corporations significant influence over urban development. This raises questions about vendor lock-in, data ownership, and whether cities are becoming dependent on private companies for essential services. Some cities are pushing back by insisting on open standards, maintaining ownership of their data, and developing in-house technical capabilities. Others embrace partnerships with tech companies, seeing them as sources of innovation and expertise that cities couldn't develop on their own. Finding the right balance between leveraging private sector innovation and maintaining public control over essential urban services is an ongoing challenge. Looking to the future, the potential of AI-powered smart cities is extraordinary. Autonomous vehicles could transform urban transportation, reducing the need for parking and potentially allowing cities to reclaim vast amounts of space currently devoted to cars. Vertical farms and urban agriculture powered by AI could make cities more food secure and sustainable. Advanced robotics could automate routine maintenance and service work, from road repairs to building cleaning. Virtual and augmented reality could change how people work and socialize, potentially reducing commuting needs. AI could enable much more sophisticated disaster preparedness and response, helping cities prepare for and recover from earthquakes, floods, hurricanes, and other catastrophes. As climate change creates new challenges for cities, from sea level rise to extreme heat, AI will be essential for helping cities adapt and remain livable. But technology alone won't determine the future of smart cities. The crucial questions are about values and choices. What kind of cities do we want to live in? What trade-offs are we willing to make between efficiency and privacy? Between optimization and human agency? Between technological advancement and social equity? How do we ensure that smart cities serve all their residents, not just the wealthy and tech-savvy? How do we maintain the human elements of urban life, the spontaneity and diversity and creativity that makes cities vibrant, even as we optimize them with AI? These aren't technical questions. They're fundamentally human questions about the kind of society we want to build. The rise of smart cities powered by AI represents a pivotal moment in human history. For the first time, we have the tools to manage the extraordinary complexity of modern cities in ways that can make them more efficient, more sustainable, more livable, and more responsive to human needs. The cities we build today will shape how billions of people live for generations to come. If we get it right, smart cities could help solve some of humanity's most pressing challenges, from climate change to inequality to quality of life in an increasingly urbanized world. If we get it wrong, we risk creating cities that are efficient but soulless, optimized but oppressive, technologically advanced but deeply unequal. The transformation is already underway. Every day, more cities are deploying AI systems. More sensors are being installed. More data is being collected and analyzed. The infrastructure being built today will shape urban life for decades. The decisions being made now about privacy, governance, equity, and values will determine what kind of smart cities we end up with. This is why it's so important for all of us, not just technologists and city planners, to be engaged in conversations about smart cities. These are our cities, our lives, our future. As we stand at this threshold, watching the rise of smart cities powered by AI, we have an opportunity and a responsibility. The opportunity is to build cities that are better than any that have existed before. Cities that are sustainable, equitable, efficient, and genuinely responsive to human needs. The responsibility is to ensure that as we embrace these powerful technologies, we don't lose sight of what makes cities great in the first place. Their ability to bring people together, to create opportunities, to foster innovation and culture, to be engines of human flourishing. The smartest city isn't necessarily the one with the most sensors or the most sophisticated AI. It's the one that uses technology wisely to create a better life for all its residents, today and tomorrow. That's the promise of smart cities powered by AI, and it's a future worth working